Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me, please, so that I will not just be talking to myself. Um, Let me also inform us on the WhatsApp. Okay. So can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, just let me know so that I can just, kick off. You can mute yourself and answer or drop at the chat on our Telegram so that I can know that.
Now.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you're welcome to the Habit Transformation and Accountability Group. And I know many of us, all of us here, are here because we have a habit we want to develop or we have a habit we want to drop. So I want to say congratulations for being here. So what I'll take us on here now is first I'm going to be talking about what you'll be expecting in the course of this 30 days, what you should be expecting. Also, I'll talk a little bit about habits, how habits are formed. And the reason you want to know that is so that if you want to cultivate a new one, you understand the process that is involved. So you don't get overwhelmed and you don't feel frustrated. And sometimes that's even just about feeling frustrated as well. Sometimes people want to form a habit and they want to form so many habits at the same time. So in the course of these 30 days, I'm going to be giving us some prompts, what to do. And some of these things might look so simple. Some of it will be like, is that why I came here? Don't worry, just trust the process. And as you trust the process, you see that result you want, that result you're looking for, you eventually get it. That's one thing I can assure you. So, wow. Okay, light is gone. But I think I'll just continue that way. So that result you're looking for, one thing is that I can assure you is that you're going to get it. Not only will you form new habits, you'll also be able to form them even on your own. You'll be able to form new habits on your own. You'll be able to drop some habits on your own. But the good thing about being here is that you have accountability, you have support from other people like you, and also from myself. I'm also joining, I'm also myself, a part of the group itself. I also have habits I'm also working on, which I'll also be giving account on. One thing we want to also know is that okay, let me leave that. Let me just talk about, first of all, the way things will run. You're going to drop the habits you want to cultivate. If you have a particular habit you want to cultivate, you're going to say, this is the habit I want to cultivate. Some people's habits might be, I want to be able to wake up 5 a.m. every morning, or I want to be able to take 2 glasses of water every morning. Whatever your habit is. Or maybe you're someone that complains a lot and you want to be like, okay, I want to learn to appreciate people from now on. I want to have this habit of appreciating or being grateful. So those are different kind of habits. But I want you're going to drop it, that this is in the group. When we are done, I'm going to create a thread for it. Okay, I'm going to create a thread for it. I'll create a thread for check-in. You will check in daily, meaning that you will tell us progress reports. Oh, 2 cups of water taken this morning. I will also provide a printable for you. That's a tracker that you can print and tick off each day as you fulfill whatever it is that you have decided as your habits for that month. Now, this is it. Apart from you having your personal habits, because I know you all have something in mind, there is the habits that we have in the group, and it's like a 21 challenge. So when we came in, you must have met, though that one was for last month, you must have met a poll about morning routine or fix your sleep challenge. But that was for last month. This month, we're going to be having the gratitude challenge. Now, there is a reason many of us are new here. And the gratitude challenge is going to help rephrase your mindset towards habits and life in general. That's what the gratitude challenge is going to help you to do. It's just so simple. You will look for one thing you will always be grateful for, and you also write it down. Remember, I said we should get a journal or a notebook. It is very important. Whether you want to accomplish a goal or you want to form a habit, you see, writing down that good old taking a pen and writing on the paper is very, very important. You cannot, how will I say it? I don't say you cannot do without it, but it actually helps and speeding the process of actualizing a goal. So that's very important. If you don't have your journals yet, please get your journals. And if you, even if it's a notebook you want to get, whatever works for you, just make sure you have something. And then pen, or yes, pen, don't use pencil, because pencil can get fainted easily. Just get a pen so that you'll be able to do the gratitude challenge, which is a 21 days challenge. You'll also be able to do your own habits. We are going to start small. I don't want you packing too many habits at the same time. No. Otherwise, you give up on it. Many of us have tried to drop some of these habits or form some of these habits, and it's still somehow you couldn't even, meet up with it. It's just, that's how it is. When you want to do so many things at the same time, you end up not doing anything. So you're going to the number one discipline you're going to have is to be able to stick just to the one I tell you to stick to. I'm not saying you should not add other things, but your focus will be on the one you already tell us here and the one from the group. You will experience a lot of progress. So in a matter of days, you experience a lot of progress. You will see yourself. The good thing about forming new habits, one thing I like about forming new habits, that it's not only just about what's the word I'll use now? It's not just about the habit you're forming. It will affect every aspect of your life. For example, some of us are bothered about morning routines and all those. Don't worry. Time management, some of the activities I will be giving you, you will see that it will cover up some of those things. In fact, as you face just this one habit and you continue with it, you begin to see that you have the capacity to begin to develop other habits that were difficult for you to develop. Don't worry, there's no need for too much talking. As we are going on, even you yourself will be testifying, you'll be talking, you'll be discovering another side of yourself. The accountability group will make you to be consistent. It will help support, because you might get a point that you're like, in fact, I'm tired. I don't know what I should do today. I'm not sure I'm seeing any progress. You have us together there to encourage you, to give you, for example, tips on how maybe some of us have overcome some of those habits and all that. Now, this is a safe space. The Habit Transformation and Accountability Room is a safe space. It's a place you should be free to air yourself. Say it as it is. We are all here. All of us in this group have one thing or the other want to accomplish. All of us have one thing we want to drop, including me, your coach. I develop habits every single day. I'm dropping some too. I don't. If we were all perfect, we won't even be here. So there's nothing like, let me not be like I'm the only one. No. The number one thing you want to ensure is that you are sincere with yourself, you are open, so that you can get the necessary help and accountability. Let's just say you couldn't do what you said you do that day. You will still check in and tell us you did not do it. Maybe you give your reasons. When you give some of those reasons, one can give you some ideas on what to do, so that you can, what, life happens, things happen. Sometimes things come up and overwhelm us in the whole day. And if you notice this morning, I told you, write 2 to 3 things you want to do today and allot time to it. Maybe in the WhatsApp group, you might share your experience. How did that go? Or you can even drop it in Telegram, doesn't matter. How did it go? So that, and I'm saying that because that time management thing is important. Before you know what, if you don't do that, many other things will just come your way. You'll be overwhelmed for that day. And as you're overwhelmed, the habits you're trying to form, you may not even be able to focus on it. So you see that I'll be giving some other things by the side as the day progresses. But what we are going to do after this video chat is, one, you're going to write down the habits. We filled the form. Many of us were not specific about the habits. For example, you could say, hey, I want to be more disciplined. But you're going to be specific. What do you want to be disciplined about? Just choose one thing. Most times we want to be disciplined in many things. But among those many things, I want you to choose one that will affect the others, for example. One that will help you with the other aspects of your other goals. For example, you might want to be disciplined with waking up early. You might want to be disciplined with reading. You might also want to be disciplined with maybe taking your bath every morning. That's like 3 different things. You realize that if you focus on waking up early, it's easier to take care of the other ones. So you're going to focus on that one habit that will affect the other ones positively. So bottom line is that you're going to be very specific. So I'm going to create a thread so that when I create that thread, all you need to do is reply it, say my habit is this. The habit I want to cultivate is this. And if it's that you want to drop a habit, no problem. I want to drop this habit. Now, if you want to drop a habit, the best thing is to replace it with another habit. So it means you'll be forming a habit. Now, if you want to drop a habit and you don't know what to replace it with, just write it there. I want to drop this habit and I don't know which habit to replace it with. I will help us with that. I will tell you what habit to replace it with. For example, if you're somebody that complains a lot or nags a lot and you don't like it, you want to drop it. The gratitude, being grateful is a habit you can use to replace that. So when something happens, you look for something to be grateful about. Look for something to be grateful about. Now, as you're grateful about things, it gives you a positive mindset in such a way that eventually you begin to see the world from a different perspective. Are you following me? I believe you're hearing me. So that will be that. I would like to share my screen. I want to tell us a little something about habits. I'll try and make it brief. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Yes. What I want to show us is something about habits. I want to tell us something about habits. I'm coming, I'll be there soon. Oh, please, I'm coming. I'm taking time to open, but let me keep talking while it's trying to come up. So, the research shows that 95% of our behaviors is controlled by our habits. So habits actually is very, very okay. It's already open. So let me see. I'm still sharing. Okay. So in building good habits, like I was saying, habits determine 95% of a person's behavior. And so because of that, you realize that your habits can actually determine whether you're successful or not, whether you live the life of your dreams. And one of the things I help people in doing, whether it's through my Smash a Goal challenge or whether it's through our habit accountability group, whatever it is, what I try to help people do is to make sure that they live their best life of your dreams. And truly, some habits can stop you from accomplishing that life of your dreams. Some habits can really do that. So by creating good habits, you adopt a positive behavior that can make you become successful, even prosperous in life. Many people's business are not doing so well, not because they don't know what to do, not because there is no money, not because the environment is not right. Sometimes they just have bad habits. They just have some habits that are not helping them. Habits are sabotaging their success. So in order to form new habits, there are things you need to do. Number one is identify your goals. If you want, you can write some of these things down. Identify your goals. And like I already said it now, that you will pick that habit. Be very clear about the life you want. This is what I want to be. Visualize that future you're seeing, that you say this habit is not helping me. That's why I want to drop it. Or that future you're seeing and say this habit is what I want to cultivate so that I can, become that person. You want to rise up early in the morning. See, it's for a reason. Now, that reason, I want you to picture it. I want you to visualize it. Then from there, you create what will motivate you. That's why I told you you're going to be specific. When you drop it, even in the course of going, if you're losing motivation, but when you bring up your habit that you want to form, I will be able to know what motivations can help you. But one good thing is that being in the accountability group alone is a motivation. The fact that you have to check in every day already is a motivation. So when you want to slack, you ask yourself, I'm going to check in either way. What will I say is the reason for not doing it? If the reason doesn't sound nice to your ear, you most likely will get up and get active. Then you make a plan. A plan. How do I want to do it? For example, if you want to rise up early, I'll be giving examples. You're going to tell yourself, I will wake up, not that I want to wake up early. There's nothing like that. That's not a goal. I want to wake up by 5 a.m. every day. I want to wake up by 4 a.m. every day, or by 6 a.m. every day, whatever time works for you. So that's an example. What's the plan? I'll put on my alarm. Okay, if I put on my alarm, some of us put on our alarm, but when we want to go to sleep, when we have the phone, maybe your alarm is on your phone or something, immediately you wake up, you just snooze it. And you keep snoozing and snoozing. You get my point now? So what's the next plan you make? I will put on my alarm and make sure it's far away from my bed, so that when it rings, I have to get up and go and pick it. You see how that's already a plan? Because if you tell me, let me put my phone inside myself, one of two things will happen. It will ring, you snooze, or it will ring, then you will actually want to get up. Then you get caught up with, so let me quickly check Instagram, or let me quickly check WhatsApp. From there, you get caught up with social media and you don't do what you're supposed to do. So I hope these examples are, as I'm giving these examples, I want you to be relating it to your own habits that you want to cultivate. Now, you want to break a bad habit, right? A habit you don't like. One thing you want to do, so you're not just, I'm not doing this again. What causes it? You want to identify your triggers. What triggers it? Then when you now know what triggers it, you know how to avoid it. Then you now replace with good habits, like I already said. Then you hold yourself accountable. And then stay positive. And so staying positive is very important in breaking a bad habit. And that's the reason I said we're going to do the gratitude challenge for the next 21 days. We're going to do the gratitude challenge for the next 21 days so that we can have that positive mindset. Now, there is a science behind habits, whether it's good or bad. One thing is that there must always be a trigger. There must always be a trigger. It's called the habit loop. There must be a trigger. Two, there must be a routine. You understand? Something triggers it. Now, if you're somebody that wastes time, or while you waste time on social media, for example, what triggers it? Maybe it's the notifications. Maybe the fact that you always sleep with your phone, you keep your phone with you when you want to sleep. That can be a trigger. Or maybe there's just something you just like, how will I say it? Except to go online, you're always dull in the morning. That's a trigger. Then the next thing, there will be a routine now, right? You pick your phone, then you check WhatsApp, then from there you check another, then you remember one thing, then you go and say, let me browse this one. Then you feel good with yourself, maybe. Or maybe you even feel bad with yourself. That's a reward system. And before you know what, that's a loop. Then you have the craving for it again. When we go and search online, there's this good feeling, so to speak. It's after you're done, you realize that that's eating up your time, that you begin to feel bad about it. So bottom line is this. You can see that some of the things I already put on my slides are already things I've already mentioned. Pick a particular habit in particular, and so come up with a plan with motivations. Hold yourself accountable, which already by being in this group is already done. It's already a done deed for you. So in order to form a new habit, you create that loop. There has to be a trigger. So if you want to wake up early in the morning, maybe your alarm will now be, number one, your future dream is already a trigger, and then your alarm will be another trigger. So putting it far away will now be the routine. There will be the routine of getting up from your bed to go and pick your alarm clock. So it's better you just get, maybe if you have all these wristwatches that have alarm on it, maybe it's better you use that rather than your phone, or whichever way it is, so that you can switch off your phone when you want to sleep. That's just a suggestion. Then we have habit forming tools. I'm going to give you us a habit tracker so that you can print it and be ticking off the habits that you have already formed. Also, remember, visualizing. That's most important for long term. Visualize. Keep visualizing it. And we'll talk about the power of community. Power of community already. You will see that by being in this accountability group, there's going to be a difference. There's going to be a major difference. Why? Because you have support. So you get support, Other people share their own stories, you share your own challenges, you get feedback. That way, you realize working with as a group will help you more in accountability than if you are working on your own in getting that. Get a mentor. Don't worry, a mentor, a coach. I'm already one. So as long as you're in the accountability group, you have access to me. Then the last thing is to give back. Now, what does it mean to give back? That's why I was asking you. If you feel the for question, I said, will you like to share a video testimonial? Will you like to share a written testimonial? The reason is that when you share it, it encourages other people. It encourages the other people to want to what's the word I use now? It encourages the other people to want to also have this life. So people are giving up on their goals. Some people are giving up. They're like, I can't even, after I tried, I'm tired, Jerry. But when they hear for someone like you, they're like, so it's possible. Let me try it out. They'll say, let me try it out. So that's it. Let me stop sharing the screen. I think I'm already done with that. So I hope you are getting what I'm talking about now. I've given a couple of tips. I hope you wrote them down. But the bottom line is that pick a habit. Be clear. I want to be disciplined. It's not a habit. Every habit requires discipline. We know that. So all you want to do now is pick, what do I want to be disciplined about? Waking up in the morning or doing a particular thing. Or maybe sometimes you say, okay, I want to market. Some people you want to market my business every single day. So is that what you want to be disciplined with? If you want to be disciplined with something, fix a time into it. Give a specific time. And anything you fix a particular time to, set an alarm for it. Set an alarm for it. So that's it. I think okay, I also like some people say I want to be consistent. Don't worry, you'll be consistent. By the time you do something like this, sorry. So you say, okay, I want to be consistent. You will be consistent as you hold your accountable, as you check in every day. You will be consistent. But the thing is that, what do you want to be consistent on? So I need you to be specific about your consistency. Someone said, I want to be focused. Focused on what? Are you getting my points now? So if it's for consistency, discipline, focus, what else again? You will get everything. As long as you follow the process, you will get every single thing. Only thing is, be specific. As you're able, there's this saying that the way you do one thing is the way you do every other thing too. So this one thing, your greatest discipline now will be to focus on this one goal and not be bothered of too many goals at the same time. So that's what is going to be. I think I've literally talked on things that we can start with. So in the course of the whole thing, as situations come up, things come up, I'll begin to address all those specific matters as they come up. So for now, that is it. Do we have any questions? If you have any questions, please ask. Remember, I said we're going to the gratitude challenge. The gratitude challenge, I'll be dropping prompts every day. So I hope you've gotten your journal, because you need to write. That one you cannot escape it. For the gratitude journal, I'll need you to write. So if I tell, like for example, I can drop a prompt, write one thing you're grateful for, or write one activity you're grateful for. Pick your pen and write what you're grateful for. Let's ask our questions. You can unmute and ask, or let me check the group if anybody dropped, or you can drop your question there. Let me check. Okay, I see your question. Say, for someone with a low concentration span, what do I advise? Now, this is what we do. It's called the Pomodore's method for time management. So if you have a short span, for example, concentration span, what you do is that you focus on whatever it is you want to do. Anything you want to do, focus on it for 25 minutes at a stretch. No matter how low your span is, I think 25 minutes can take you. So do whatever, concentrate for 25 minutes, then take a 5 minutes break. And take a 5 minutes break. After that 5 minutes break is for you to stretch or just move around. Are you getting me now? Take a 5 minutes break. Put on your alarm or your reminder so that you don't go beyond 5 minutes. Then do another 25 minutes and take a 5 minutes break. Do another 25 minutes. So if, for example, and that's also what I advise students most times, if they don't have long study span, take 25 minutes, take 5 minutes to stretch and move around, look around, refresh your brain, come back again, 25 minutes. So you see that if you have decided that you want to do something for 2 hours, you would have already had only how many minutes break? You had breaks and you have also concentrated. And the reason for 25 minutes, that 25 minutes is long enough to do reasonable work, but short enough also for you not to lose your concentration. So that is what I recommend, and it has always worked. But the best thing you can do so that you don't something that don't carry you away, use your alarm clock. 25 minutes, that's 5 minutes time. If that's 5 minutes, come back to it. You don't have to move too far. So that is what someone that have a low concentration span can do. And it's not usually advisable to do less than 25 minutes. 25 minutes is usually the ideal because you could have done something reasonable within that 25 minutes. And 5 minutes is not too much to stretch yourself and regain your concentration back. Okay, I hope that answers your question. But it really does. Just put it to practice. You see it works. You see it works. Any other question, please? Let me check the group. Okay, you're welcome. Don't have any other questions? I think we'll call it a day. And then your assignment now is to drop your I'll drop the prompts later, but drop your habit. So determine what the habits will be so that we can start working on it from now. So congratulations on being here. And also I tell you congratulations that are here. Please remember, visualize your future self. Visualize your future self. And do more things, as we progress in the whole of everything. But let us start. Let's start. Thank you, Mojupe. Okay, and I think others are already left. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad. I'm looking for more working well with you. I hope this has given some clarity. So, bye.